other. And Ben, as I said, I'm really excited to see PuMa play, because what are the NASL finals really without PuMa? Who actually thought that PuMa was able to beat Hero last year at the NASL Season 2 finals?
PuMa and Hero have a bit of a storied history, Kev.
Yes.
Meeting in the finals last year, then going on to play each other in the DreamHack finals shortly after that, where
Actually,
Hero
it was the other way around, but
damn it.
You're right.
Either way, they met twice.
Sorry, Ben.
They traded victories.
I watched too much Starcraft.
I was at both events.
Yeah, well, I guess that says it all. Justice. Anyway, guys, Fnatic aLive is our Korean Terran, purple Terran, spawning in the right bottom side of this map, and EG's PuMa, our reigning back-to-back champion of the NASL, is our red Terran in the left bottom side of this map. PuMa had pretty much a flawless season as he finished 7-1. The only loss he did have was a walkover, I believe against Night End, where he just did not show up. He felt like, I think my record is pretty good. As far as I know, I didn't drop a single map, so I think I'm covered. And yes, PuMa, you were covered. He still got seeded straight away into the playoffs, the round that we are playing today. But he's going to have to go against aLive, Ben. And maybe for a lot of people, aLive is the favorite. I wouldn't go that far, since PuMa, certainly in the NASL, he's always great, and we've both casted the Intel Extreme Masters World Championships, and who really thought that PuMa was able to take out, up to that point, invincible-looking MMA?
Kev, I have 3 words for you.
What?
How dare you? How dare you say aLive is the favorite over PuMa, who is just the best NASL player in history. Literally, no player in the history of video games has enjoyed more success at the North American Star League than PuMa has. He's cashed a lot of NASL checks, Kev, and he has every intention of cashing one more big one. And I expect some of the best TVT he's ever played here today.
I look forward to it, man. We can see him dropping the command center and following it up with double refinery. I still think a lot of people at home would maybe consider aLive the favorite. Wouldn't you agree with that?
How dare you?
Okay. Alright, I'll just quit. Okay.
Did I say 2 words or 3 words?
You said 3.
Okay, good.
You had yourself covered.
Just making sure.
aLive, Ben, is going to drop the reactor on this rack. It's going to follow it up with the factory, and now, of course, it's going to drop the starport. He is on double refinery, so maybe a little bit of cloak bench action from him, even though cloak benches in TVT are, I wouldn't say out of fashion, but not as popular as they used to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's a build that we often see, but it's not like standard, right? We often see it as something that you throw in to mix it up, to keep your opponent on his or her toes. And, well, we'll see. I think that's actually looking more and more like what aLive might be thinking, though. He doesn't have that much gas. It could just be 1 or 2 non-cloaked Banshees for some map control and then expanding behind it.
That is true. Banshee opening always good in TVT to get some scouting done, to see what's going on at your opponent. PuMa is kind of playing this very safe, though. Didn't take a lot of risk. Wills the command center in his main base. Just going to rally SCVs to his main mineral line as well. Didn't scout at all. PuMa's putting a show over here. It's going to scout with his first heli.
It's true. Show is, he was kind of famous for saying that you don't even need to scout until you have a hell, you know. I think since then that theory has been mostly disproven.
Yep, we do see Cloak actually being researched by aLive, Ben, so aLive is going to open up with Cloak Banshees. And I think as long as PuMa is going to keep this orbital over here, he's going to be more than just fine. Certainly he's going to open up with a Viking, and he will open up with the Viking. Wow. So far, so good for PuMa. Great
opening for PuMa. We can see that he's got a nicely refined build here.
Alien, not going to make his way into the main base. Yes, he is.
Oh, wow, and sees the Marines, and he's going to do a full circle around the mineral line, and he is probably going to make it to the Banshee.
I don't think he does.
Does not see the starport. Still, though, man, what a little hero. And PuMa, we're talking about a level of player that he has played every Terran build that's ever been seen. He has to know exactly what he's up against. He's got the Marines in the position for the Banshee, and the Vikings coming down.
Viking is searching the Banshee right now. Yeah, the Banshee actually went behind enemy lines. He's going to be able to get a couple of shots off on this right now exposed mineral line, but here is the Viking. Cloak is not ready yet. This is a questionable timing by aLive, by the way, because this Banshee is going to fall.
He's got 15 seconds before Cloak is done, and the Viking will not get away. Oh, no. There's one more Banshee in production, but she is going to have a hard time getting anything done.
Scan is going down for PuMa right now, and he will see this SCV making its way over to the low ground, which kind of gives away that aLive wants to follow this up with a command center as well. But PuMa is already having the work lead, and he's on double orbital. If PuMa is not going to take a lot of damage from this cloak Banshee, which he shouldn't by any means.
He's got more than 100 energy for scans too, Cav.
Yes, and he has 2 Vikings, man. With 2 Vikings should be more than just fine. Here they come, Tom Cruise and what's the other guy?
And Goose.
And Goose. No, Goose fell, man. What's the guy who's dangerous?
Iceman?
Iceman.
Tom Cruise is dangerous.
Ooh, Scan is actually not going to be able to kill this Banshee.
Wow, how about that?
So this was not all that great for PuMa. He's going to, well, use his second scan, so 2 scans and 5 SCVs. I think that Banshee was more than worth it. And we can see actually aLive man walking around across the map with a lot of Marines, but that's not going to work as we have a bunker and 2 siege tanks over here. So you want to be careful, aLive.
aLive is really playing with fire.
Wow.
There's playing with fire and there's playing with napalm, and that's what aLive's doing right now.
And there is being dangerous.
This Banshee's going to try to be dangerous as she makes her way into the main base once again.
This Banshee is dangerous, man.
It's dangerous to be the Banshee. Where are the Vikings? A little bit. Oh, they're landing in the main base of aLive. That's not something you see every day.
I'm not sure though, man, because this Banshee is going to get quite some kills. A lot of Marines are making their way over, but so far so good for aLive. He's controlling this all pretty well.
Vikings are doing some major damage, man. They've gotten 5 kills.
Really? What?
Yeah.
Crazy Vikings.
And they're not done just yet, as aLive's, his army's just out of position. Look, the Vikings gonna land again. They'll pick off the Hellion. They'll kill some more SCVs.
God, Hellions can,
super active.
These Vikings can do so much damage. aLive really not reacting to this all that well. Oh, pick up that SCV.
Retreat, Goose! No, Goose! Goose goes down again, Kev.
Meanwhile, this Banshee is having the time of his life though. Picked off quite a few Marines. Neither player having perfect control on this stage of the game.
Yeah, it's obviously very, very difficult when there's this much harass happening at either end of the map. Yep. New Viking pops out, and that will shut down the Banshee, but not before she gets off one more shot and kills Billy the SCV.
It's always Billy. So right now it's 33 SCVs for PuMa, 32 for aLive. PuMa is supply blocked, and he didn't even start a depot yet.
Kev, it's not Billy.
Why?
It's always Boris.
Boris. Why always Boris? If you guys haven't seen, wow, what's the show even called?
That was
the police show.
Yeah.
Bolton,
no.
Baltimore, something.
No. What is that cop show called? With the guy that...
Yeah, I know.
No. Shoot.
We'll figure it out.
It's a really good cop show.
I know.
This is recent.
Oh, tanks are getting in range.
Oh,
beautiful
no, terrible
tank
spot
position
for that
over here
one
from
tank.
aLive.
Scan goes down. PuMa's going to get... Whoa, one more shot off. Actually, he kills the tank of aLive on the high ground, and he's going to continue to have a really strong position.
And he's starting to work on this tech lab, and he's forcing aLive and...
lift.
Was it combat shield? I
think
guess
it was combat shield. As we can see, Stim is still researching. Viking numbers are much better for PuMa.
Not just that, man. This Starport is starting to take a ton of damage as well. This tank may be low in HP, but it's getting a lot of shots off. And aLive, what are you going to try to do with all these
factory
Marines?
goes down. That means no more tanks. PuMa's going to have to rebuild his factory. And if he loses the Starport, it means no more Vikings or medevacs, and he can't even build a new one until the factory's up. PuMa doing critical amounts of damage here. aLive has
why would you build all these buildings here? Yes, you can hide it early on in the middle, but wouldn't you rather hide it over here?
Yes, you're right, you would. It's really dangerous to have your stuff there. aLive's got a large little contingent of Marines up at the top half of the map, but they're just chilling as he's having to deal with all this damage. What is the name of that show?
Yeah, I know.
Jeez.
I'm really annoyed too. More Vikings getting vision on the high ground. This is just all so good for PuMa.
The Wire.
That's correct.
The name of the show.
Good show. I recommend it to everyone out there. But meanwhile, Ben, aLive is in a world of trouble. He's going to be forced to rebuild the factory even before I think he can rebuild his Starport, because he lost the factory so long ago. He's going to build both E-base right now and his main base as well. But I like this little contain that PuMa has on aLive, and that's kind of the sort of contain that aLive had on Polt all the time whenever they play. Meanwhile, aLive is going to stim in, man, with quite a few stim Marines. He's going to be able to kill so
PuMa
many
has
SCVs.
nothing here. There's a single siege tank and a handful of Marines. But some major losses getting taken. Tank does get some good shots off. 8 SCVs. No, more than that. 23 SCVs in total have died this game. I'm not sure how many of these Marines got, but it was a healthy number.
I guess between 8 and 12. PuMa is starting to siege up a little bit closer. aLive is starting to stabilize. And aLive does have a worker lead right now, but aLive can basically never expand.
He also hasn't been able to produce tanks or medevacs or Vikings this whole time. So like that number for PuMa has been growing and growing and growing.
Look, aLive doesn't have vision. He's going to be forced to unsiege. Yes, he does, because he knows he doesn't have Vikings, as you pointed out.
Really nice leapfrogging.
This feels like a really old PvT where Vikings are controlling the skies. That's how we used to play, but this is just a sick contain that PuMa is putting on aLive right now. And I just don't see how aLive is going to break out of this, man.
I love the way PuMa is doing this, just leapfrogging tanks 3 at a time, slowly closing the gap. Tanks will siege up and boom, boom. And one more shot. Yes, shutting down that one tank on the low ground.
PuMa is doing this so extremely well. He's up 20 supply right now. I guess he almost caught up in the workers, just not really yet. But command center, his third command center is more than halfway done. And most importantly, man, he has a really sick contain on aLive. And this is the type of contain that we see so often on Shakuros. Torzin had it again on Polt at the DreamHack final back then. Or the DreamHack semi-final, I believe it was.
Whoa, Vikings, what are you thinking?
Final.
Why would you do that? Marines taking out 2 Vikings for free.
3 Vikings right now. A little bit sloppy by PuMa for all the great he's done. That was a little bit sloppy, but Ben, I'm going to close my eyes for those mistakes, because besides that, PuMa has played a really good TVT here against aLive.
Got a third command center up, and he'll be floating that down to the low ground shortly. Still, supply-wise, is very close. 76 army supply to 74. It's
deceiving, because aLive is never going to be able to move out. Ooh, PuMa keeps losing Vikings. Now he lost all of his Vikings. Now PuMa has no no map, no high ground vision. And he also lost air control.
To advance this contain. That was really sloppy, throwing away those Vikings like that.
That really was sloppy.
But what he does have is a lot of tanks. 9 siege tanks to 4.
aLive, the tanks are not in range.
Command center. Oh, look at this drop in the main base. aLive saying, you know what? I'm going to just turn around and apply some counter pressure with some drop play. He's already killed a lot of SCVs. PuMa is going to be able to deal with this, it looks like, but not without incurring some pretty heavy losses.
PuMa once more, he lost a lot of SCVs, lost 20 SCVs.
Now,
and now, okay, this is about the moment where I'm starting to feel that aLive, maybe in this, he's going to try to drop a couple of Marines on these tanks, and he's going to be able to take out at least 2 tanks. I think he put hold position on all these tanks.
Well, PuMa should give up this position, Kev. He's got his third base, he can just fall back to it. He doesn't have to keep doing
but he lost
this.
so many SCVs. aLive's going to drop more Marines in between all of these tanks. Beautiful play by
Marines
aLive.
stimming and running forward to pick off the other low HP tanks. PuMa losing, really, he's losing way too much. aLive is doing a great job. He's going to come out one more time, and again, PuMa catches that one. But the Marines are going to stem forward. Tanks are going to fall, and aLive has PuMa running for the hills, man.
That's so crazy how aLive managed to break out of that. With that one drop, being able to deal a lot of damage, and then slowly but steady dropping Marines. I felt that PuMa got a bit too close with all those tanks. Why did he want to get so close?
I don't know, Kev.
Why didn't he keep them over here? He was perfectly fine.
And now it's actually aLive who has the advantage in the tank count. He has the larger army supply.
Super even game. Upgrade-wise, it's pretty even as well. I believe that aLive is on 1-1. Yes, aLive is on 1-1.
But aLive's about to drop 24 Marines in the main base of PuMa, and PuMa's army is so out of position. It's going to take a long time for him to respond to this drop.
He's going to be able to see it, though. Maybe stim in a couple of Marines from the low ground. No, it's going to be too late.
PuMa's way, aLive paying too much attention to allow something like that to happen. He's going to get some depots. He's going to get a medevac for free as PuMa miscontrols a little bit.
Second medevac as well.
eBay, probably not going to fall. One eBay going to go down, but the second one.
PuMa stims so much. Look at how low it's Marines are. He's going to try to pick off those medevacs, and he will succeed in doing so. He's going to pick 2 out of 3, and then a lot of Marines. In the end, that wasn't that bad for PuMa.
Lost one of his upgrades, which is pretty painful. +2 was far along, and it was forced.
aLive never started it either, so I guess
kind of keeps him keeps him alive. He's staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive.
Good job right here by PuMa with a single Marine. He's going to delay this command center for quite a bit. Picks up the SCV, and there's not another SCV around for aLive, so that's good for PuMa. He needed that because he was in a great position. Then maybe, wow, he lost all of his medevacs, man. Look at the HP of PuMa's Marines. If aLive puts a contain right now on PuMa can't do anything about it at all, because there's no way he's ever going to be able to stim in. The moment he stims in.
This medevac's working overtime.
Yes.
She's got a lot of work to do.
It's okay. I heard she's a caring person.
Imagine the dirty jokes the Marines make about her in the barracks.
I don't want to know those jokes. I think those Marines often shoot each other. It's like, yeah, I want to see the medic back again. it's been a while. Man, we've been on Shakura for like the past 21 minutes.
Medic.
What do you have?
I pulled my hamstring.
Yeah.
Inner thigh hurts really bad.
107 supply against 105 right now. A small lead for aLive. aLive is almost on 3 orbitals right now. We have the triple orbital for PuMa already. PuMa did recover very nicely, Ben, from losing all of this SV. aLive is going to try to go for a small run by once more, but PuMa's not falling for that trick. He will be able to intercept those.
PuMa's the one dropping this time, Kev. He's got a little hit squad up the top of the aLive. Seems to have his spider senses tingling.
But on the same moment, PuMa is going to try to improve his position on the bottom side of the map. PuMa will lose these Marines and will most likely end up losing this medevac as well, right?
But instead, PuMa's just going to use this as an opportunity to elevate
Big drop. But aLive is aware of this, though.
He's in a good position. Tanks are going to siege up, but what damage will be taken?
I don't know. So far, no damage have been taken.
aLive's doing a good job, and he's got this big blob of just purple units moving around the middle behind PuMa's army.
Oh, if he's going to siege up right now, it would be sick. And he is going to siege up, and PuMa knows that he can't run in there. Oh, this is such a weird position for PuMa to be in right now.
aLive is playing excellent Starcraft right now. Yeah, he is. He's kind of split the map. PuMa's in an awkward position. PuMa's going to go ahead and have to. He's going to be forced to push on aLive's expansion.
Shooting
SCVs
ducks
are
in a
all gonna
barrel,
die,
man.
but I think the command center might make it away. No, CC will fall. And look at this. aLive's going to go drop him in the main base, but PuMa's going to catch a lot of units. It's going to be kind of close. aLive losing a lot there. He is going to get a good position outside the main base of PuMa. PuMa's got a huge army out on the map. Stems to death. That medic's still working overtime, Kev. And
60 Marines against 73 Marines. aLive still has the tank lead, but that's pretty much the only lead that aLive has right now. Did PuMa's 2-1 ever?
He's going to come all the way home. He's not going to go. He's not going to continue to attack.
PuMa has 2-1 upgrades, and imagine if you would drop a couple of Marines on these tanks. By the way, Ben, there are not a lot of Marines there for aLive to protect them.
aLive backing up at the perfect time.
PuMa's vision right now is he sees those Marines. That's all he sees. PuMa's going to throw down his cannon. Now he will see the entire army of aLive. I think PuMa maybe wants to wait for the second armor upgrade. Oh, imagine if he's able to intercept these reinforcements from aLive. Now aLive is going to scan as well. aLive ain't crazy.
He's going to siege up. Taking this third expansion, he's going to try to create a bit of a lead for himself. He's also got a single Marine over here at the top left side of the map, and denying PuMa from retaking a third base. And this CC taking some really heavy damage. Stem goes down. Now it's burning, Kev. And I don't think it's going to get shot down, but it might burn down if PuMa can't get some repairs on it soon.
He should be able to float it over.
Where's he going to send it? He's got to send it all the way back to his natural.
Yeah, but he will make that if he does it quick. If he waits longer, then he's not going to be able to make it. aLive still has
being the pilot of this thing. That would suck.
3 C-Tanks right now of PuMa, but these C-Tanks are actually not in range, so not able to do a whole lot. PuMa is just going to send a couple of Marines. He will make sure that this orbital can come back. But look at aLive, by the way, when aLive kept a couple of Marines over here. So if he's able to stim them right back down again, it would be so sick if he's going to be able to pick up this orbital after all.
Really low on health, only 40 HP.
He will drop
SCVs are coming.
He's going to
Marines are going to come back at like the exact same time. And here we go, Stims, and 1-shot, 2-shot, 3-shot, 4.
aLive, that's so brilliant, so well done by aLive.
Falls, perfect play by aLive.
Wow, that's just sick.
And he's making all the right moves, Kev, just perfectly responding to everything PuMa does. Picks off that command center.
Unit counter tab shows us right now 73 Marines for aLive, 94 for PuMa, Ben, and PuMa still has, well, actually aLive is going for 2-2 right now, but right now PuMa still has the superior upgrades. He's on 2-2, aLive is on 1-1. The tank count is heavily in favor of aLive.
PuMa's floating his main command center over to a new third base.
Smart.
Something smart that we talk about often that nobody really does. PuMa showing us some good snap decision making. He's still got a small supply lead as he's trying to deal with this attack over here in his main base. We'll clean up these Marines.
Lost quite a few Marines, but aLive still has these 5 siege tanks. PuMa right now is setting up a really sick flank. Is he gonna? No, he can't do that, right?
No, you can't attack.
That would be a massacre.
It's just impossible.
He's Ben.
But thinking about it, but it's just not possible.
No.
Impossible.
Impossible. Unless you have like this sick auto splitting.
Man.
124 supply for PuMa right now against 120. Well, just changed a little bit somewhere. Some Marines got sacrificed for the greater good, or they just really want to meet the medic. Either two.
Oh man. That poor medic. She probably cries every night because they say such mean stuff about her.
I don't think so. I think the
What do you
medic.
think the other girls think about the medic?
Oh, actually, aLive was on siege with all of his tanks, and this is the moment that PuMa wants to go in, but there are still so many siege tanks.
Oh, great spread by PuMa. He's getting a lot of Marine kills. The tanks of aLive really trying to hold the line, and he might
PuMa.
just barely know. PuMa is going to crush through, and he'll
so
kill
sick.
every one of aLive's tanks. And with them, the command center is also going to fall.
my
PuMa,
God.
just like that, comes into a commanding supply lead. As all of this is happening, aLive is continuing to push into the main base of PuMa, taking out more and more of that critical infrastructure. But one thing PuMa's got going for him is bases, Kev. He's floated his natural expand to his 4th. His main is now at his 3rd.
And there is only one orbital left for aLive. And PuMa knows that these are all the tanks that are left in his main base. PuMa's going to try to take him off. Will pick off 2 of those siege tanks. 2 remain. But eventually PuMa should be able to pick those off as well. Wow, that was some sick splitting from PuMa. He saw, he scanned, he saw the tanks were on siege. But I still didn't think that he should have gone for it. But he showed why he should have gone for it.
Yeah,
if you have that micro.
play from PuMa. Just
So sick.
making all the right moves. aLive going to leave a handful of Marines floating back.
Only 12 SCVs remaining for aLive. aLive is mining absolutely 0 right now, man.
Literally, there's nothing, no income for aLive at all. He
Okay.
does go ahead and land this this final command center over at the top right side, natural. But I mean, PuMa's doubling his supply right now, Kev, and he's got a really scary force. 5 tanks to 2, 26 Marines to 20. Upgrades. What do the upgrades say?
2-2 against 2-2.
Yeah, even there.
Mech upgrades are 0-0-0-0, so they're even too. But yeah, as you said, man, PuMa's just doubling the supply of aLive. aLive, all he has is this one little mining base. He only has 1 orbital command, mining 720 minerals a minute. This one SCV is going to try to slow down the mining process of PuMa a little bit, but I don't think it's going to make the difference anymore.
Yeah.
God, that was so crazy. What a crazy engagement between PuMa and aLive.
aLive with his small hit squad at the top of the map is going to run into some of PuMa's units, and PuMa sees it. Stem going down immediately. PuMa has more medevacs. PuMa has more Marines, and aLive says GG. Game number 1. 30 minutes of action, but PuMa comes out on top. The reigning champion still going strong here, leading 1-0 after 1 game. Great gameplay there on Shakur's Plateau.
Eye on the prize once more for PuMa, Ben. How sick would it be if this guy could actually win 3 NASL titles on the row? Is that really possible?
Unthinkable. There's no way.
Yeah, he still has a long way to go.
It is not possible.
Has to win 2 more maps at least against aLive. One of the best Terrans, I think it's safe to say, in Korea. So guys, stay right there. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. We'll take a small commercial break and we'll be back in a minute or 2, so stay tuned.